Hello Stampin' friends and welcome to my channel. This is Dee Osburn and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm so glad that you could join me today. We are going to be making this very simple, lovely card that you could send to anyone for any occasion because it has, you know, a nice kind of sentiment that can be used for anything. It says sending warm and happy wishes. You could use that for anything. Birthday, anniversary. You could use it for a sympathy card. Well, maybe not happy wishes. But you could use it for birthday, anniversary, just any time you want to send somebody a card. Maybe you're thinking about them. What else? Happy birthday. What else do we send? A thank you. You could send this for anything. We could just sit here and think all day about what we could send this for. But let's dive in and start making this card. Everything that you need to make this card, all the materials will be listed in the description below, as well as the links where to find the products. So if you like this video as you go along, please like, share, and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. I love comments and I will comment back to everyone who comments to me. All right, so let's look at what we're going to need to make this card. So some of the products that we're using are the Easter Friends stamp set. This is in the mini catalog that ends at the end of June. And we are going to use the Sending Warm and Happy Wishes this spring stamp, but we're going to mask off the this spring. If you notice, I didn't put the this spring on there. I want to send warm and happy wishes all year long, not just in the spring. So I masked that off. We're also going to use the Stitched So Sweetly die. Now this is a retired product and I used that for this, but you can use a stitched rectangle. That's what we're going to do today with the card. That I'm going to show you how I put this together, and we'll use this one to make this sentiment piece. So if you don't have the Stitched So Sweetly dies, you can use the stitched rectangle dies, which are a current product. All right, what else do we need? We're going to need some silver trim, and that's the elegant trim. It comes in gold and silver. I used the silver. I used some Opal Rounds on there. And let's see what else. We used Poppy Parade ink. Okay, and then this paper, isn't this beautiful paper? I love it. It is in the mini, and it is the Flowering Fields Designer Series paper, and it will be available through the end of June. So this is beautiful paper, and if you want some of this, you're going to have to get it before the end of June because it will be gone at that point. All right. We will also be using a piece of, it's not Whisper White anymore, basic white cardstock, and it's cut at 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. So you're going to take that and you're going to fold it on that score line. Take your bone folder, give it a nice crisp fold. And then I like to put a piece of white on the inside. It just kind of balances out the front because the front's going to have paper on it, so the front will be a little heavier. And I like putting a piece on the inside to balance that weight out. You don't have to do that. It's white. You could just write your sentiment there. But I like doing that, so I'm going to do it. I like having that balanced weight. It makes your card feel a little more quality. Because it doesn't feel like, oh, I've got this nice card, and then you open it up and the back side is really light. So I like putting that on there to balance that out. So there's that, and this inside piece is cut at 5 1/4 by 4. Okay, I've got a little bit of glue right there, so I'm going to take my resin eraser, or they're also called rubber cement eraser. And I am just, I'm shaking my camera like crazy. You know what? That's not coming off. I'm just going to turn this paper over because I don't want my project sticking to it. So let's just go ahead and do that real quick. All right. There we go. All right, bring that back in view. Now we're ready to keep going. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take that piece of designer series paper cut at 5 1/4 by 4, and we're going to glue it to our card base. Okay. Glue that down. All right. Then we're going to take a piece of Poppy Parade. Now I'm going to do this a little bit differently. On this one, I just glued the Poppy Parade straight down. But on this one, I thought, what if I had a little white border? And you can tell me which one you like better. I'm not quite sure which one I like better. So I'm going to do it, and then you guys can tell me. So this piece of Poppy Parade is cut at 5 1/4 by 1 1/4. And this piece of basic white is cut at 5 1/4, and it's just shy of 1 1/2. It's not quite 1 1/2. I did 1 1/2, and I thought that the margins were just a little too much, so I shaved just a little bit off. So we're going to glue the Poppy Parade to the white. Okay, and then we'll glue the whole thing down to the card base. So we're going to adhere these two together. Okay. All right. And then we'll put this on our card base. All right. This is such a quick and simple and easy card. I love it. And it's very springy, very summery. So if you wanted to leave that spring sentiment on there, you could. But spring is pretty much over. It is here anyway. It's pretty much summer here now. So I masked it off, and I'll show you how I did that. All right, so we're almost done. That is the majority of that. So now we're going to just take a piece of white scrap, piece of basic white scrap, and we're going to stamp our sentiment. So I have my sentiment here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of Scotch tape, okay, and I'm going to, that's got a little ink on it, so I want to get rid of that. I don't want that piece of Scotch tape. All right, just a piece, and I'm going to cover up the bottom words. Okay, I'm going to put it on there so it holds, and then I'm going to look, and I'm going to cover up, make sure that I've covered up really good those words, and I'm going to stick it down to the block. Okay, I think I'm not sure that I put my glasses on, then I can see what I'm doing. Yeah, I think I need to move this up just a touch, because I want to cover all those letters, okay? And then I'm going to make sure that this is tucked underneath those letters, because I want those to ink, right? So just kind of tuck that down, okay? Doesn't seem to want to stick, but it'll be okay. It's okay. You're going to take that off anyway. I don't think I have that on there. I'm going to get a new piece. I don't like this. Let's try again. Okay, so you get a piece of Scotch tape, and you put it over the words that you don't want, and adhere it down to your, stick it down to your block. There we go. And then make sure that those letters are showing. Perfect, there we go. That's what I want. All right, now this time, instead of using Poppy Parade for the sentiment, I thought, I wonder what it would look like if we used some Memento Black. We're just going to change this one up a little bit. Okay, you can tell me which one you like better. So we're going to ink this sentiment up, sending warm and happy wishes. Going to ink that up real good. And then you're going to take this piece of Scotch tape off, making sure that you don't get that ink on you. Okay, so you'll get rid of that. Okay, put that in the trash. And then you're going to stamp it. Sending warm and happy wishes. Doesn't that work out perfectly? You just mask that off, and it stamps. And and then you can clean your stamp and you are good to go. All right, so now we're going to cut this sentiment out. And on this one, I'm going to use the stitched rectangle. On the other one, I used the Stitch So Sweetly die. But this one I'm going to cut out with the stitched rectangle, and I'm going to use and I obviously used the black ink. So this card's going to be slightly different than the first one. We'll compare when we're done. All right, so I will be right back. I'll go cut that out. Okay, I've cut that out. So now we're going to put it on our card. And I was thinking, I don't know if I'm going to do this or not. We're going to look. On the first card, I used the silver trim, which I really like. But I was thinking, what would the gold trim look like? Let's pull out some gold trim and see. Oh, my gold trim is all unspooled. Let's see what this will look like. All right. So that piece is too short. Okay, so let's get our gold trim and let's think about what gold would look. I think gold is going to look good. We're going to try it. We're going to have this card just a little bit different than the other one. I like that. All right, so we're going to take our gold trim and we're going to wrap it around 4 fingers 3 times. So I start with, that there, and then I go 1, 2, 3, and then you just cut it off. Okay, and we'll put our trim away. And like I said, obviously you can see that I used silver on the first one, and I'm going to use gold on this one. So we're going to flip this over. We're going to grab our glue dots, and we're going to put 2 glue dots on the back of our sentiment. Just put one right there. And it doesn't matter if it, kind of balls up like that. It doesn't matter. And then we'll take our trim. I'm going to have to do it again. It unwound. There you go. So 1, 2, 3. All right. And then we'll put one side right there. I kind of like it when part of the, that's how I want it. Part of the end kind of shows. And then the other side will go here. And you can kind of spread it out, turn it over and kind of spread it out a little bit. Okay. And then we're going to put some dimensionals on the back. 1, 2, 3. And then we will take the backs off. I have a little wild hair there, don't I? Let's put that back where it belongs. Okay. Just adhere that back down to the glue dot. Kind of want that to be going out. Okay. There we go. All right. And so we're just going to adhere that down just a little bit. I like it just a little bit lower than halfway. Give a little margin there and a little bit there. Put that down. Oh, I like that. All right, and then I used the Opal Rounds, and I used the smaller size, and I did 3 of them. So I put one up here. That's 1. I put 1 down here, 2, and I put 1 in the corner of my sentiment, 3. And then guess what? Those of you who follow me, you know what I'm going to do next. The last thing I always do. I just can't seem to not do it. Sometimes actually sometimes I don't, on a masculine card, or one that just doesn't lend itself to glitter. I don't, but I think most cards lend themselves to glitter. I love glitter. So that's what we're doing. We're going to put some glitter on here. All right. So what I did was I just got my 2-way glue pen, and I just, marked some of the flowers and some of the leaves. I just followed, where the natural petals on the flower are, and just put some glue on there. I mean, there's no right or wrong way to do it. You just add some glitter. Because everything looks good with glitter. And then I put some, you know, on the leaves and the stems. Make sure I got this one in the center there. Love that. Okay. All right, let's, I can't just put glue. I have to put glitter. All right, let's do that. So this is just fine glitter. You can get it anywhere. You can get it at Michael's. You can get it at Amazon. I get mine on Amazon. And you're just going to sprinkle it on and dump it off. Okay. And then I'm going to do the bottom half. And I'm just sprinkling it on where I put my glue. Okay. And then you want to, you know, get your your glitter back as much as you can. So, you know, tap it real good. And that's it. All right, let's look at it. Let me put my glitter away. Let's look at it. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Oh, I love glitter. Now, I have this brush. I got it on Amazon. It just says Wet n Wild, or I may have gotten it at the Dollar Tree. I think I got it on Amazon. And it is fabulous. It's just a little makeup brush. It's fabulous for cleaning up your area and getting any like excess glue off or glitter off of here that you don't want. Oh, I love it. It has changed my life, I tell you what, because I use a lot of glitter and it does a good job cleaning up. So there you have it. There's the one with the black ink. The things that I did differently, I put the white border. I used the stitched rectangle die instead of the Stitch So Sweetly die. I used black ink instead of Poppy Parade, and I used gold trim instead of silver trim. So you tell me which one you like better. Leave me a comment and tell me, because everything else is the same. I just love them both. I don't think I can choose between the two. I love them both. I hope that you have enjoyed this video as well. You can visit my website at deebeststamping.stampinup.net for a look at all current products. And please leave me a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe, and come back and see me. Have a great day.